Hi, my name is Marty and welcome to my health and wellness video. Maybe like me, you've been trying to live a healthy lifestyle so that you can avoid disease and maintain good health and vitality as you grow older. But do you sometimes wonder if all the money you spend on healthy food and supplements is actually doing anything? Are you just wasting your time and your money? Well, I just want you to know that finally there is a simple way for you to test whether or not you are doing the right thing. Before I show you what that is, there are a few things I need to explain. 20 years ago, I learned about a new discovery. Scientists had worked out that the cause of all disease actually started at a molecular level. They learned that when molecules became unbalanced, they can damage your cells. If those cells getting damaged were the lining of your arteries, then you could get heart problems. If the cells in your organs were getting damaged, you could get cancer in any of those organs. They also gave these unstable molecules a name. They called them free radicals. The first time I heard that name, my mind conjured up some sort of crazy terrorist running around blowing stuff up. As I learned more, I discovered that is pretty much what free radicals do. It was also about this time that I heard about some other new compounds called antioxidants. Antioxidants were the natural compounds that we get from food. Antioxidants stabilize the free radicals and make them harmless again. The most potent antioxidants known at that time were vitamins A, C and E and the mineral selenium. That's when taking a vitamin and mineral supplement really started to catch on. Nowadays, they know that there are literally thousands of antioxidants. We make them in our body and we can get them in our food. What I'm going to show you today is how you can find out if you have enough antioxidants in your body so that you can stay healthy for the rest of your life. I'm going to explain what free radicals really are, what causes them, and how to avoid them. I've also discovered that there are some things about antioxidants that you haven't been told. And I also want to show you how you can naturally increase the levels in your body without having to take supplements. Your body is made up of groups of cells that have joined together to make an organ, or an eye, or an ear. It takes about 100 million cells to make a complete body. Each cell is made from billions of molecules. Molecules are things like protons and neutrons, which are energy particles. Basically, your body is just a whole lot of energy that is so condensed that it appears to be solid. Here's a diagram which shows you what an energy particle looks like. It's a bit like the sun with some planets whizzing around. So a stable molecule looks like this. It's nice and balanced. And a free radical looks like this. There's an electron missing, which makes it unstable. Here's a YouTube video that demonstrates what happens.
Free radicals are unstable molecules that exist in our cells. They attack other nearby molecules, stealing an electron and with it an atom to become stable again. When the attacked molecule loses that atom, it becomes a free radical itself, beginning a chain reaction. Normally, the body can handle these free radicals. But if there are too many, cells can be damaged with devastating consequences.
Free radical damage is associated with a number of diseases like heart disease and cancer and macular degeneration, but we also think that free radical damage to cells and tissues is a fundamental part of the aging process itself. Why we grow old is in part due to the activity of free radicals.
But antioxidants, in particular vitamins A, C and E, mop up the free radicals and stop them from attacking our cells.
You'll have noticed that when an apple is cut in half and left on the bench for a while, it turns brown. The apple is oxidizing. The oxygen in the air is damaging the cells of the apple. What you are seeing is free radical damage. Iron that's not painted goes rusty, right? It's free radical damage also. The same thing is happening to the cells inside your body all the time. Under normal conditions, you are protected from those oxidants by antioxidants that are produced in your body. Like I said before, antioxidants also come in the food we eat. Dr. Oz explains it quite well.
Joining me is one of my all-time favorite guests, cancer prevention pioneer, Dr. William Lee. Dr. Lee, thank you very much for joining us as always. Talking about antioxidants and how they prevent cancer.
Well, antioxidants are natural protective molecules that Mother Nature has laced into a large number of foods. And there are literally thousands of different types of antioxidants, but they all do pretty much the same thing. They protect our DNA in healthy cells from the type of damage caused by free radicals, which are harmful chemicals that our body absorbs from things like cigarette smoke or pollution or fried foods or other sources of the environment. So antioxidants protect our DNA against the kind of damage that can cause cancer.
So you see why it's so important to both of us, and all doctors are concerned about preventing cancer, that you have enough. So everyone in our audience today is wearing their antioxidant health on their sleeve. All wearing different colored t-shirts. Before the show, we give everyone the ultimate nutritional lie detector test. This revolutionary device, it's lying right here next to me, measures the level of carotenoids in your skin, which can help indicate the overall antioxidant health in your body. It's a completely non-invasive test. Did it hurt you? You get it? All right. Good. I haven't had mine yet. I'm having it next. So we're going to see if it hurts me. But it takes about 90 seconds, and I am completely astounded by these results. Let me come on over here. We're going to show it to everybody. So if you look at this is how it's supposed to be read out, by the way. We've got lowest to highest, 10,000 up to 50,000 units, right? These figures give us a rough idea. You want to be up here in the blues. Now, let's see how you did. Are you ready? I don't see any reds, any oranges. Let's see the numbers for the audience. You're all down here. Can I tell you something? You're America. You're a cross-section of everyone watching the show right now. Let me just go through these because it completely blew my mind. We have almost 40% of the audience in the lowest category possible. I actually didn't think we'd find anybody there. Not naively thought that at least we're getting enough of these antioxidants into our bodies that wouldn't be there. Another 40% had the orange category, which is still, to me, a dangerously low level. And we only had a total of about 6% having greens and blues.
A couple of years ago, I came across a health centre in Auckland who had one of those scanners that Dr. Oz used on his show. So I got myself tested. My score was up in the blue here, which is reassuring for me. It meant that what I'd been doing to stay healthy was working. I also knew that my clients at BodyBuzz got healthier when they followed my nutrition plan. Besides losing weight and toning up, they look healthier, their skin looks better, they have more energy, they have stronger bones, stronger muscles, stronger nails and healthier hair. I thought if I could get hold of one of these scanners, I could not only help people get in shape, but I could also prove to them that they were getting healthier as well. It's called a Biophotonic scanner. It's the ultimate lie detector test, I reckon, and now I have one right here at BodyBuzz. Finally, I am able to answer some of the questions that have been nagging me for years. Like, do all of us really need a multivitamin tablet each day? Or do we get enough nutrients from our diet? Do the foods they tell us to eat really increase our antioxidant level? Do vitamin tablets work? Do we even absorb them? Are the expensive supplements any better than the cheap ones? How high can you get your antioxidant score? At what level do you stop getting the yearly flus and viruses that go around? Is it the same for every person? So here is how it works. See that blue light coming off there? That's a laser light. This laser light shines a blue light onto your skin. If it comes into contact with a carotenoid molecule, then yellow light is reflected back. The reflected yellow light particles coming back are counted by this machine. The more particles counted, the more carotenoids you have in your cells. Research shows that if you have high carotenoid levels, which are potent antioxidants, then you will also have high antioxidant levels. So I've just switched this machine on this morning. I'm going to put my hand on here and I'm going to give myself a test, and you can see how it works. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this, but each morning I have to do an operator scan. It's to calibrate this machine, and at the moment it's at 78%. It takes about 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds, and mine will be finished soon. Usually it's between 53 and 69, sometimes 70. We'll see what it is this morning. Here we go. 57. Okay, it's ready to be used. So here's my score here, 57. You want to be up here in the dark blue if you want to avoid, you know, the yearly flus and all those sort of things. By the way, you don't have to be a member of BodyBuzz to get a scan done here. Just call me up and make a booking. The scan itself only takes 90 seconds and you have your result. The rest of this video explains why a score might be low and also gives you some ideas about what you can do about it. Already I'm starting to get a picture about what works and what doesn't. One reason a score might be low could be that your body is simply not absorbing the nutrients in the first place. You could be eating really well and it's just going straight through you. You see, nutrients are absorbed into your body through the wall of your small intestine. If the walls of your intestine is irritated or damaged, you can't absorb nutrients very well. Hopefully you've already watched my Fat Loss and Health DVD series and you know what can damage your digestive tract. If you haven't watched it, I can tell you now that some of the most damaging foods we can eat are bread, cakes and cookies. The reason is that flour is made from wheat, and the proteins in the wheat, such as gluten, which is one of the proteins, is very toxic and damaging to the delicate villi in the lining of your intestines. One of the first things you should do is stop eating grains. Take a look at my evolution board here. This whole area represents about 100,000 generations of the Stone Age era. During this time we ate mostly animals, nuts, berries and possibly some fruit if it was in season. This area represents 12,000 years we started eating flour and grain. When they analyse the bones of the people in this era, they start to find the modern diseases of civilization, which are caused by nutrient deficiencies. If you don't believe that bread is toxic to you, then try this test on yourself. Don't eat bread or anything that is made from flour for 2 weeks. The first thing you'll notice is how much energy you have after only a few days. After the 2 weeks is up, I want you to deliberately eat a couple of jam sandwiches or something like that and see how you feel over the next couple of hours. The reaction to the sudden reintroduction of this toxic substance is usually sluggishness or tiredness. That is your body's way of telling you that this food is not good for you. Some people feel lousy for the rest of the day, and others get diarrhea. So make sure you're not far from a toilet when you try this. Now if you continue to eat bread after that, your body will find a way to handle it again, just like it's probably doing right now for you. But just because you can't feel any symptoms anymore, that still doesn't mean that bread is good for you or that it is not damaging and inflaming your insides. According to conventional wisdom, we should eat as much as 9 servings of fruit and vegetables a day. Apparently, this will give us enough antioxidants to stay healthy. This sounds all good and simple, but unfortunately, I've discovered a huge contradiction with this idea. Firstly, if you ate that many servings of fruit and vegetables, you would gain weight because you're getting way too many carbs. Carbs that don't get burned up get turned into fat and stored onto your stomach, hips and thighs. Statistics show that for every kilogram that you are overweight, you increase your chance of getting a disease. There is another problem when you try to get your vitamins and minerals from fruit and vegetables. Our digestive system is not very good at breaking down and absorbing the nutrients from plants. That's because we are not herbivores, we are carnivores. Our digestive tract is best suited to break down and digest meat and the fat that comes with it. If you don't believe that, then check out the herbivore versus carnivore document under the PDF tab on the BodyBuzz website. We evolved eating protein from animals, fish, nuts and seeds. The proteins and fats from these foods supply us with all the vitamins and minerals that we need for good health. And I might add, in the most absorbable form. Check out the stats on which foods give you the most minerals, and meat wins over fruit and vegetables almost every time. There are also 4 essential vitamins that you can only get from fat. One of them is vitamin E, a really important vitamin that is found in fat. Most women know that if you want good skin, you need plenty of vitamin E. Selenium is a really important mineral for preventing cancer. The only way you are going to get enough selenium is to eat meat. The highest concentrations of selenium are in animal organs, so don't forget to make a yummy steak and kidney stew now and again. Brazil nuts are also very high in selenium. Remember I said earlier that I scored highly when they scanned me that first time? Well, that was pretty confusing for the lady who did my scan. You see, I only get 2 serves of vegetables a day and no fruit. If we are supposed to get our nutrients from fruit and vegetables, I should have scored really low. All my clients, except for 2 who have followed my nutrition plan for 8 months or more, score high in the dark blue. Some of them as high as 77,000. They don't eat fruit and they only get a couple of serves of low-calorie vegetables like carrots and broccoli each day. It doesn't appear that eating lots of fruit and vegetables is the best way to get your vitamins and minerals. Having said that, I have scanned 4 vegetarians so far and they actually score quite well. In this area here, 44 to 56,000. Clients on my diet score from 59 to 77,000. It seems to me that so long as we eat real food, whether it's animal or vegetable, we can get our antioxidants. But if you replace real food with processed food or junk food, your antioxidant score goes down. I've yet to scan any junk food vegetarians. What I mean by that is, sometimes you get these young kids who get upset that we kill animals for food, so they decide not to eat meat. Now I'm okay with that, but they don't yet understand much about nutrition, and you see them at the supermarket. Their trolleys are full of bread, pasta, meals, biscuits, chocolate, and processed or frozen foods. The vegetarians that I've scanned have been doing it for a long time. One of them has been vegetarian for 30 years. They are very aware about how to plan and balance their nutrition so that they get their protein. Okay, so let's assume that you now eat the right foods and you are getting enough antioxidants and you really are absorbing them into your system. But for some reason your antioxidant score is still low. What you need to find out now is, what are the toxins that are entering my body that use up high amounts of antioxidants? You see, it's toxins that create oxidization. The more toxic something is, the more free radicals are created and the more antioxidants you need to stay in balance. So here is what I reckon are the top 5 reasons why that might be. Reason number 1. Smoking uses up heaps of antioxidants. Remember I said that all my clients who have done my nutrition for 8 months or more score high except for 2? Well, those 2 people, they both smoke. We've had it drummed into us that smoking is bad for us. But I had 2 questions about that. How come the odd smoker lives longer than some non-smokers? Could it be that they were getting enough antioxidants in their diet to offset the huge amount of free radical damage that they got from smoking? And also wondered, could smokers continue smoking so long as they supplemented with enough antioxidant pills to protect themselves? Well, one of my smoking clients did an experiment. We did a scan, then she took an antioxidant supplement for 4 weeks. There was no change in the results, so we doubled her dosage for another 4 weeks, and still no change. So far, no one who smokes seemed to be able to get their antioxidant score up. So it looks as though smoking really is just an expensive way to kill yourself. It looks as though quitting smoking would be the quickest way to increase your antioxidant score. Cold turkey is the best way to quit smoking, and EFT is the technique I recommend you use to help you with that. Book an EFT session with me and I'll teach you how to do it. Reason number 2, eating grains, sugar and all high calorie carbohydrates create toxins and also burn up a lot of antioxidants. More and more people are starting to realize that eating sugar is what makes us fat and it's what makes us sick. Eating sugar raises your blood sugar levels, which makes your pancreas release insulin. Insulin is the fat-storing hormone. If that blood sugar isn't burned up by your muscles, then insulin's going to turn it into fat. So what some dieters do is focus on cutting back on sugar. They might start using artificial sweeteners, change to Diet Coke, and cut back on cakes and cookies. But what they haven't realised is that all carbohydrates raise your blood sugar. It doesn't matter if it's the sucrose in your sugar, the fructose in your fruit, the starch in your potato, or the lactose in your milk. It all becomes blood sugar. In fact, a baked potato would affect your blood sugars far worse than 8 teaspoons of white sugar. But when you eat high calorie carbs, there is something far more sinister happening than just making you fat. To metabolize those carbohydrates, your body needs vitamins and minerals. Generally, most of the high calorie carbs we eat are processed in some way. Processing destroys nutrients. If the nutrients don't come with the food you just ate, then your body has to find it somewhere else. Every time you eat high calorie carbs, your metabolism will have to rob minerals from your bones, which could be why nowadays we have so much trouble with bone density problems. Every time you eat high calorie carbs, you might have to rob that vitamin D, which is busy trying to stabilize a cancer cell, or that vitamin K, which is helping fight the latest flu virus. You see what I mean? Every time you eat bread, sugar and processed high calorie carbs, you deplete the antioxidant levels in your body. Cutting out the high calorie carbs and replacing them with low calorie vegetables, nuts, berries, meat and seafood is the way to increase your antioxidants. If you go to the BodyBuzz website and under the PDF support tab, you'll find the food list. The high calorie food list is the one to avoid. Reason number 3, drugs and medications are toxic, so they use up a lot of antioxidants. For instance, I have found that a course in antibiotics will knock back your score by as much as 5,000. The bacteria in your gut break down the nutrients so that they can be absorbed. Antibiotics are indiscriminate. They kill all bacteria, whether it's good or bad. Once you have finished your antibiotic course, you need to build up the good bacteria in your gut again. That will happen naturally as soon as you start eating correctly again. By the way, flour, sugar and high calorie carbs all feed bad bacteria, which makes it difficult for the good bacteria to do its job. Reason number 4, a toxic mouth can use up a massive amount of antioxidants. I have no proof of this, but I am guessing the biggest user of antioxidants in your mouth would be amalgam fillings. When I was at school, the dental nurse used to fill our teeth with those black amalgam fillings, even when we had no cavities to fill. Back then they got paid by the number of fillings they did. Also, they knew that kids with deep grooves in their back teeth were most likely going to get cavities in them anyway. So they may as well drill out the healthy tooth and replace it with metal to protect the tooth from getting a cavity later on. Crazy, eh? Amalgam fillings are made from mixing mercury, silver, tin and copper together. Half the filling is mercury, which is a highly toxic compound. The mercury vapour that continually leaks from an amalgam filling can harm the brain, heart, kidneys, lungs and immune system. If you want to give yourself a good scare, then go to Google and type in the smoking tooth. Click on the YouTube video and watch a 25-year-old tooth releasing mercury vapour like there is smoke coming off it. Another dangerous thing to get done to your mouth is a root canal. A badly decayed or infected tooth can be kept in the mouth if the dentist drills out the nerve in the pulp of the tooth and fills it with a rubber compound. I had one done years ago and eventually spent some more money getting it crowned. Then I learned about what can happen if you leave something dead in your body and it didn't sound good. What can happen is, if the area under the tooth is still infected, or the decaying capillaries that used to feed the tooth, if that gets infected, then bad bugs can start to eat away at the bone in your jaw. I have a friend who lives in Hamilton who is a homeopath. She does computerized electrodermal screening, and it picked up that I had these bad bugs under my root canal tooth. But not only that, I also had something called cavitational osteonecrosis. This basically means that there were bad bugs in my jaw and they were slowly eating my jawbone out. Antibiotics can't kill these bugs because they are inside your bone, but those cancer-causing bad bugs can leach out and damage your healthy cells. Not long after that, I spent more money to have that very expensive tooth removed. The cavity was also scraped out so that I could grow new healthy bone in it again. If you have a root canal tooth, you will probably be using up a lot of antioxidants. The third thing that must use up a lot of antioxidants is unhealthy gums. If your gums bleed easily, you might have the beginnings of gum disease. It is caused by the bacteria in the plaque that constantly forms on your teeth. If it is not removed through brushing and flossing, plaque can build up and eventually damage the gum tissue and the bone that support the teeth. This can cause them to become loose, fall out, or have to be removed by a dentist. Bad bacteria in your mouth make a lot of toxins that need to be stabilized by antioxidants. By the way, sugar and fructose feed those bad bacteria that cause gum disease, so that's another good reason not to have soft drinks, bread, cakes and cookies. Believe it or not, the normal toothpaste you buy from the supermarket is also pretty bad for your gums. There are 4 toxins generally found in toothpaste. The sweetener saccharin is linked to cancer. Fluoride is linked to cancer and it also accumulates in the organs. Sodium lauryl sulfate is a skin irritant, and propylene glycol is all of those things. Plus, it's a neurotoxin that can damage your central nervous system. At the risk of being called the messenger of doom and gloom, which I've been told before, you need to know that your bathroom is probably the most dangerous room in your house. I have a bathroom toxic guide here that you can download off the website so that you can check out the ingredients in the shampoo, the conditioner, your antiperspirants and your toothpaste. You can check them out. Those are the things that you use in your own home. The reason I'm so passionate about making people aware about the toxins we put on our bodies is because it has affected someone very close to me. Not long after my son was born, we gave him his first bath. We used a special body wash for babies. A few days later he started to get a rash. The midwife said it was probably just a hormone thing and it would go away soon. Well, it never went away and it continued to get worse every month for 18 months. The doctor gave us all sorts of creams to rub on at night so he wouldn't scratch himself, but they didn't work. We cut his nails and we put mittens on his hands, and in the end we also had to pin his hands down by his sides at night. Even then he would use his chin to scratch himself and it would be bleeding in the morning. It must have been hell for him. The next step for him was steroids. Fortunately, a friend suggested that the problem might be the products that we were bathing him in. I told her that we were using everything the Plunkett Society had recommended. When I told her that, she said, "Oh my God, that's one of the worst ones." Anyway, she gave us something different to use just to see if it would make a difference. Within a few days I could see the irritation was easing off, and by 3 weeks his skin was completely clear and normal. What a relief! We had put our son through 8 months of hell because we trusted that manufacturers of personal care products use safe ingredients. So with that list in the hand, we went to the supermarket and we checked out all the personal care products. To our surprise, the ingredients list was always pretty much the same on every brand. We couldn't find anything safe to use on our son or ourselves. This was 10 years ago. It hasn't changed much today. At that time, there was only one company that made safe, non-toxic personal care products. We opened an account with them and we've been using their products ever since. They have been manufacturing the safest and most effective consumer products for more than 25 years, so they know what they're talking about. If you want to try these products, I have some here at Body Buzz. I really recommend you try the toothpaste first. Most people have no idea that the toothpaste that they are using every day is the very thing that is giving them gum and teeth problems. If you decide to try the toothpaste and you like the results, I can set you up so that you can buy them yourself wholesale, online, straight from the manufacturer. Reason number 5, stress burns up a lot of antioxidants. When you get stressed, your body produces cortisol, the stress hormone. In order to synthesize cortisol, you need vitamins, especially the B-complex vitamins, to break the stress cycle. I just did a scan the other day. This person was under a lot of stress with her job and her score had dropped by 5,000. In her case, the extra work commitment she had put herself under was coming to an end. But for some people, the stress is long term and it's not healthy. Emotional freedom technique is a great way to de-stress yourself each day. In fact, I reckon we should all practice EFT at the end of our work day. Leave the problems at work and come home nice and relaxed. Okay, so those are 5 top things that may be affecting your health. But I just want to mention a few other things that you may not be aware of. Sunlight is really important to your health. Even the Stone Age people knew that the sun was essential to life on Earth, and that is why they used to worship it. Nowadays, we are told to keep out of the sun because it will give us skin cancer, and that's just not the full story. Here's how it's supposed to work. Imagine you're a Stone Age person. You're outdoors and exposed to the elements every day. During winter you don't get much sun, but as summer comes along, the days get longer and hotter. Slowly, each day your skin gets exposed more often to stronger and stronger sunlight. Your skin slowly adjusts to this by going brown. The darker you get, the more protection you have from the sun. What has happened is the sun has caused free radical damage to the cells on your skin. Fortunately, the antioxidants in your skin can deal with it and there are no problems. The problem we face today is most of us are inside all week, and as soon as we get a fine day on the weekend, we can't wait to get out in the sun. There has been no gradual build-up, and before we know it, we are sunburnt. It's simply a case of too much too quick. The other problem is that most of us are undernourished and we don't have enough antioxidants in our skin. Now our likelihood of getting skin cancer has increased. Even worse than this, we might go and slather on a sunscreen so that we don't get burnt. The problem with that is most sunscreens are made from chemicals that can cause cancer. So a non-toxic sunscreen could be a good idea. Here are some facts you need to know. Sunlight kills microbes. That's why it's important to put your towels and blankets out in the sun after they've been washed. A moderately tanned skin is also more resistant to infections. Dermatitis can be helped and even cured through controlled sunlight. Sensible exposure to the sun gives your skin a bright, healthy look and actually increases elasticity. The sun's rays are proven to strengthen the immune system. The sun improves our mood. Sunlight helps depression by stimulating the good feeling hormones. That's why we are more likely to get depressed in the cold and dark days of the winter. The sun is good against insomnia. It increases melatonin production, which helps regulate sleep. Sunlight lets the skin make vitamin D, which you need to grow strong bones. Vitamin D impedes the development of some cancer cells, so the sun has a preventative effect against cancer of colon, breast, leukemia and lymphomas. Exposure to the sun strengthens the cardiovascular system. Sun rays improve liver function, being effective in treating jaundice. The sun also helps you lose weight by increasing the metabolic rate through the stimulation of the thyroid. It also eases symptoms of premenstrual syndrome. The sun's rays also ease the healing of swollen joints during peaks of inflammation in the cases of arthritis. So sun exposure does cause free radical damage, but so does breathing fresh air. Some things you just got to do. The trick is to make sure you don't overdo it. Okay, so those are some of the things that could be a reason why your antioxidant score is low. To get your score up, you might need to quit smoking. You may have to get your oral health up to scratch. You might want to change your brand of personal care products. You could avoid high-calorie carbs, flour, sugar, artificial sweeteners, colours and preservatives. You could eat nourishing food and you could manage your stress better. The next question you might ask yourself is, do antioxidant supplements work? Well, up until I got the scanner, I really couldn't be sure. What I like about the scanner is now you can answer that question for yourself. You come in, you do a scan. You choose a supplement of your own, or one of the ones I have here that I have tested. You take that supplement for 4 weeks and then come back and do another scan. If it goes up, the supplement works. If it doesn't, the supplement you chose either didn't work or you were not taking enough. Here is what I have found so far. If your body is able to absorb nutrients from your food, then supplements will increase your antioxidant score. I've got results from the $100 a month top brands to a well-known cheap brand brought from the supermarket. Results vary widely between individuals. The best increase I have seen so far has been 25,000 in 4 weeks. So for me, a healthy lifestyle starts with awareness. That has been the whole idea of all my videos. I want people to become aware of how programmed we are by advertising. Advertising creates a belief that most of the time isn't even true. For instance, if you wanted to manufacture and sell toothpaste, would you tell everyone about the chemicals you put in it? Or would you make more money if you told them what they wanted to hear? Like if they use your brand of toothpaste, they'll get this amazing smile and they'll meet the man of their dreams and life will be wonderful and happy forever. Our beliefs have also been shaped by our parents, our friends, our teachers, and our culture. Think about this. You were born knowing absolutely nothing. You are not even aware that you existed. Your mind is a blank slate ready to soak up a massive amount of information. At that stage, you are unconsciously downloading all your parents' beliefs. By age 5, you have become fully aware of yourself. You have enough information to start making your own decisions. Now you can decide which information you will allow into your unconscious and what you choose not to. Most of us don't realize this, but right now you and I are making decisions based on ideas and beliefs that we made when we were 5 years old. For instance, a belief that a man with a beard can't be trusted might have been a good decision when you were 5, but that belief may not be helpful when you are 20 years old and you go for a job interview and the new boss has got a beard. Hopefully, from now on you will spend more time questioning yourself, catching yourself out, discarding old beliefs that have been holding you back and replacing them with new beliefs that improve your life. Thanks for listening to my videos, and I'll catch up with you again.